Most keynotes are decided in the first 60 seconds, and most speakers lose the room before they even realize it. And I know it's not something you want to hear, but it's the truth, right? So audiences, they make judgments almost instantly. Think about when you've watched a speech. You pop up there, you go to do your thing, and all of a sudden, like you're watching somebody going like, all right, they're going to engage. Am I enjoying this? Am I not enjoying this? You're judging the person on stage in the first 60 seconds. It's a natural part of our humanity. We're always gauging, like, is this person someone I should listen to, not listen to? And their initial energy feeds you insights, right? So think about it. Like, are you worth listening to for somebody? Do you understand the person up on stage? Should they lean in or should they tune out? Like, these are questions people are thinking and asking in real time, because truthfully, if they don't realize you could benefit them, they are not going to pay attention. So in this video, I'm going to break down why so many keynotes fail immediately and how to win the room very fast. And that's the big key. If you can win the room quickly, you got them. If not, then you have to like drag them over time to pay attention to you. It is not the best fit. So we're going to break down the board all the different ideas. I'm going to give you 5 ideas of what to do to make sure things work. So the first one is this: weak openings. I'm going to write slow. Weak openings, they kill, and it's the thing, I'm going to hold this word here for a second, but they kill something that's incredibly important for all of us. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video right now. Now, I want to let you know that I developed a speaker quiz that reveals what your speaker type is, the strength of your type, and more importantly, how to capitalize on that type to build an impactful and income-producing speaking business. To get this quiz and take it and get the information you need, simply hit the link you see below in the description, or you can wait till the end of the video to head over and check it out. All right, that's it. Let's get back to it. And if you're a person on stage and you want to do great, you must be perceived as this. It's called authority. You've heard this before. Authority. Now, why is it that you want to have authority? Well, if I'm a person on stage and I want that stage to leverage more stages, I want to be seen as an authority, even so my words now land properly, I've got to be seen in that light. I got to be seen as the potential authority for what this is. So if you have a weak opening, you kill your ability to have great traction long term. So long bios, slow starts, generic gratitude, like, thank you so much for inviting me to be here. Or, 5 years ago, I found myself where I had get this and this, and like your list is boring. People don't care who you are. They care if you understand them. Now, what I mean by this is they care if they believe that you have information and you've spent time understanding them. See, authority must be established, we'll say it immediately. Like, it also has to establish that I know what I'm talking about, what I'm going to say right now is going to serve you in some way. Now, most people, they're not paying attention to that because they're just up on stage and they're just thinking, oh, I'm here, they're going to pay attention. No, as a speaker, my job is to continue to make sure the audience pays attention to me and goes, man, this is an expert. And you can't just say it. You can't go, hey, listen, I'm the expert on this. No one believes you the moment you say you're an expert. The truth is you must do and say things where they go, this person, the only way they would know that information is because they're the solid expert in this, which really is the key. It's you want to communicate and convey your insights and your information so you are already seen as valuable. So now people go, I got to sit and pay attention. Hey, get in the room. They get off their phones. They're not going to the bathroom. They're not talking to the person next to them. They're locked in. Now, what I've also found in the beginning is your energy is what becomes the magnet. Like, how you show up in the beginning is a big piece of whether or not someone's going to pay attention long term. If you come out the very first time you're out there and go, hi guys, I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much. All right, what I want to talk about today. No, like, hey, how you doing? Man, I love the last thing was up there. Like, I know that for me, I've always had this thought, and I saw the CEO say this, and I agree with them full-heartedly. But look, as we dive into this today, here's what I want you to pay attention to. 1, I'm here for you. I'm not here for me. 2, I'm going to talk to you, but I'm going to talk fast, so stop listening slow. And then 3, let's dive in. I want to be able to share it and do some things. So I got your permission to be myself. Now, I'm talking fast, obviously, but the idea is you want to convey this energy from the get-go. Like, don't go out and crazy yell, but have fun, engaging, joyous energy. I was on the phone a little bit ago before I hit record on this video, calling around for some car parts I need to have. And the guy, I guess, had called and left wanted to leave a voicemail. I guess my voicemail's full. He goes, I want to leave a voicemail, but couldn't. It was full. But the voicemail you could hear, and like I have energy in that. And then I hop on the phone. I'm like, hey, how you doing? He goes, hey, I want to let you know. I don't know what you do, but like you have such, like, you ever heard anybody tell you have great energy? I was like, yeah, I'm a speaker by trade. But this is my humanity. He goes, well, you chose the right profession. Right? So I wasn't trying to be energetic on the voicemail on my phone. Maybe the voicemail in the past, yes. But I want to make sure I'm conveying an energy to the world where they go, man, this guy's, he's a light. Like you got to be a light. And if someone can't feel that from the moment you step on stage that you are a light, they're not going to look. They're not going to pay attention. They're not going to lock in. So you've got to make sure that you realize that a weak opening, it kills your authority. It kills the whole thing that you need for them to go, that's my person. Because not just in that moment do you need it, but you need them to think about you beyond that room so they can bring you back to their future stage, which gets you in a position to serve and do even more business, which is really what you want to do, right? Now, point 2 is speakers lead with themselves instead of the audience. That is a huge problem. So speakers, they lead with themselves, not the audience. What do I mean by this? What I'm essentially saying is that when you are up on stage, your job is to speak to the audience and lead with their mentality in your mind, right? It's the difference between let me tell you a story and let me show you what this solves, right? It sounds weird to say it that way, but I can tell you a story, or the story can be a thing that goes, hey, let me show you what this solves as a problem for you. Because when I'm telling a story, if it's just a story about me and about my life versus let me show you what this story solves for you, that's about them. The other side of the coin means you're a glorified video. They could have hit play and watched it, been entertained and moved on with their day completely. But for you to step on that stage and go, look, I am here to tell you some things about what your needs are in this. I'm going to tell you a story, though. But here's why I want you to hear the story. Right now, I'm telling this story with the mentality of the person that's actually in the audience listening. The opening, it should mirror the audience's pain, the pressure, what they got going on, or the desire. What do they want? See, relevance earns attention. So when I'm starting out and talking through things, I want to make sure I'm addressing early on the aspects of what they need, right? What is going to benefit them and their desires, because the person sitting there doesn't care about you. They don't care about me when I'm up there. Like they don't. Like they're probably, most of them are thinking like, I hope this is good. I hope it's not a waste of time, right? So for you to be up there, keep in mind that relevance is key. That's what's going to get the attention coming in. And it happens when you're in a position of making sure that when you're telling the story to begin, I call it attention grabbing story. When I'm telling the story, it's not telling it just for the purpose of telling it. It's telling them with the idea of this is going to solve something for them, state it up front, or get to a couple nuggets quickly, because now they go, this is for me. I'm going to stay locked in. I'm going to pay attention because I really want to be served by the information that I'm hearing from this person. But if you lose their attention early, it sucks. Now, point 3 is when there's no clear promise. If your message doesn't have a promise that they need, it means that you lack this. You'll get no buy-in. Now, what I mean by buy-in is you need them to buy into your message. But if your message isn't clear as a promise, right? So I say we're talking about dark work, which I believe is the work you do in the dark that allows you to win in the light. The win could be whatever. It could be a health win, a financial win, a business win, a career promotion win, a relationship, whatever it is. But if you want to win when the lights are on, what do you do when the lights are off? What do you do when the eyes aren't on you? How do you function? How do you show up? What do you do, right? So I'm actually talking about a promise of I'm going to show you how to win in the light, right? They want to know what's in it for me as an audience member. What's in this for me? What do I benefit from this? How am I going to get something great from the person on stage? So if you don't have a clear promise, which is tied to your message, you don't get buy-in, which means you don't get attention. No one's looking at you going, oh, that's what's in it for me, or I want to pay attention. If you don't have that in there, they have no idea what's in it for them. So even the stories you tell, they won't land properly because no one's going to know, where's this story even going? What's the purpose of listening to this person talk about their dog, Bobby, right? I don't know. But the idea is if you put that thing in there and a clear promise, now we go. So the best openings, they said a clear promise for transformation. We're going to talk about that, right? If you don't have something clear and you confuse people, confusion kills engagement. Confusion is the thing that you want to avoid like the plague. So you don't want to go in different tangents and left and right or use long running messages, right? So when people ask me how to write a keynote, I want to have at a certain point what's called the thesis come in, which is a simple piece of language that says, here is why you're here, right? So what I say is promise tied to message. So for us, if you want to access your next level, you must do the dark work. Straightforward, right? Or if you want to get the edge, you must do the dark work. A simple promise and the message. Clean, right? But if you want to make sure you have happiness, joy, love, attention, clear ideas of expertise of what you need, and an organized mindset, you have to do the dark work. What? What is all that? Repeat that. Like it's too many words going on here. Before this, clear, simple. This is the benefit to you. This is the promise. If you want to access your next level, you must do the dark work. And now they go, great, I get what dark work is. Work in the dark, win in the light. That's what I got to do. Oh, if I want that, yeah, I want that. I must do that. Cool, got it. Now I got buy-in. Now they're going to pay attention long-term, and they're going to be stuck with me in a good way to hear what I have to say. If you don't do this, you're struggling without even needing to struggle. It's crazy. Now, the fourth thing that people do, and this is actually a big one, is their energy is a mismatch. What I mean by a mismatch is that your energy is not matched to the room's current energy. I have a speech coming up in the next, I think, 45 days from this video being filmed. And we're having a conversation, and someone in this realm, somebody passed away in this industry that they work in. And so before I go on, they're doing a moment of silence to mourn this individual. And so the thing for me is I have to be very aware that that's taking place. Because what happens if I get up and I'm too hype or I'm too flat, I lose the audience. Now, I know that when I get in that room and they have that setting, they're going to play a video, but I know it's going to be a somberness to the room for that little moment of time. So if it's somber and I come out and go, hey, everybody, let's get going, yeah, right? Way too much. Way too much. But if I can come in and match them and like, hey, everybody, I just, I'm here. I'm ready to serve you. I'm excited to be able to impart some words upon you. I do know you had a moment of silence for a person that lost their life. Just my heart goes out to that person, their family. Today, I want to talk about things that'll help us all be able to live in a great way that can honestly be as a respect for that person. That can be something where we can honor that person by doing things at a better level and live a life in a phenomenal way. Anybody here for that? You want to do that? Cool, let's do it. So we dive into this. I'm going to rock. I'm going to roll. I'm going to, again, all the same pieces. We on board to do this? Cool. Let's rock. Here we go. And so I can slowly ease in, address that, open, like know that exists, right? But move past it with intelligence and articulate the idea properly. I'm just going off the cuff right now. But you want to make sure you're leading in properly to where, boom, now I have the audience's heart, I have energy, and I'll slowly progress them up, right? Great speakers, they read the room and they match before they lead the rest of the conversation because connection always precedes influence. Connecting hearts is the biggest, most important thing. If I don't have a connection to the heart, none of the words I speak will land in their head or their heart. I got to be here first before this is going to attach here, right? So I got to go as a human being and connect with people. Then I have a shot at actually having a great experience with us co-creating this amazing speech in real time. But I must connect to them properly. Now, number 5 is the fix. I call it the 60-second rule. So this is going to be the 60, if I can do this right, 60-second rule. I don't know why I messed these letters over here up. 60. So the 60-second rule, not rules. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Bear with my crazy brain. I can't seem to write today. The first minute must establish authority. And in a sense of authority, I want to make sure I land that, right? I'm talking about this kind of recapping also. Then I got to make sure I create relevance, talk about why it's clear, why they need it, right? Then I want to also set the expectation of what they want. I'm going to set the expectation of what I expect to cover, how we're going to do this. And then if I do this right, I nail the ending. So again, this 60-second rule is going to say, hey, can I go in and I can establish authority? Boom, got this, right? Open strong, which establishes authority, right? Create relevance, make sure it's clear what's going to do for the audience. So I'm not landing on deaf ears, right? I'm talking about them properly. Then set the expectation, right? This promise is the expectation that they want to have. And if I go with good energy, I can actually nail the rest of the keynote. It's all going to land so much smoother and easier if these things are in place properly. Now, most folks aren't paying attention to this. What they're thinking about is themselves. I don't want to look stupid. What if my hair's not good? What if my shoes aren't laced up? What if there's this thought around all these little pieces that are all about this. It's here. Stop that. Switch it. Everything you should be thinking about should be reverting everything out to the audience going, how do I make this the absolute best time of their life? Because you're taking something from them. You're taking their time. So your goal should be to give them back something amazing, which is insights and things that can change their entire life by words you speak. You do this properly, you're going to kill this in an amazing way. So you don't want to win the keynote at the end. The end is It's weird to say, but the end's almost irrelevant if the beginning sucks. You can get there in time, but you're going to have lost them so far along that the ending is going to be a difficult thing to kind of climb the hill to get to. You want to make sure that your keynote covers things from the beginning so the end is easy. And they're floating in and they're bothered. They hate that it ended because it was so good to start out and flow through. You win it at the beginning. You win how you open, right? And if you want help crafting an amazing opening that commands attention and gets respect, head to speaktofreedom.com. We unpack all these things to design the keynote, to think through these different pieces, because it's honestly a strategic piece that's a strategic, energetic flow also. You can left brain think through all this and then right brain deliver seamlessly. And when you have that magical experience of having a thought of what you want that's really hard and dialed in and clean and clear, and you can bring it into somebody's heart with fun stories and great energy and open well, it's a game changer, both for them and the experience, but also for you and what your business impact is long term. So that's it. Head to speaktofreedom.com, or I'll see you in the next video.